Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your favorite person in the world. It's Frankie Slauson. How's it going? Long time no see, huh? Well, earlier today I did a post. I typed something that's been on my mind for a little while, and I made a proposal to some of you out there, especially here locally, but this also goes anybody that's not around the area, around the northern Minnesota area. But I posted a proposal about the possibility of doing some radio, like video radio show type of scenario, type of shows, like maybe once or twice a week, if I could get some sponsorship. And I'm actually kind of surprised of the that it actually didn't turn out to be as controversial as I thought it was going to be, because normally when people talk about money and everything, it's kind of a tight subject, and it is, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm trying, or what my goal is with this, and what I will give to you in return to you giving me some sponsorship. I want to tell you kind of my backstory for those that don't know about me. Most people around here, around the northern Minnesota area, know me. They've known me from various things, whether we work together, whether you just know me from school, or just know me from just living here for as long as I have. Oh, my name, Frankie Slauson, or my real biological name, Sean Edward Slauson. A lot of people know me. I'm not popular, but people know me, so it kind of works out in that favor. Anyway, for those that don't know, for the last 20 years, or since like 2002 or August of 2002, I when I graduated from high school, from Greenbush High School in June of 2002, almost 21 years ago, I decided that what I wanted to do in my life, because they always kind of wanted to ask people what they wanted to do when you got older, and I decided that I wanted to be a radio broadcaster. I didn't realize how hard of a task that was going to be. I had no idea, of the ups and downs that I was going to have at that moment in time. I just figured that, well, it's bound to happen, but I'm gonna just go on this ride and see what happens, because you never know. If you don't take a chance, you just don't know about what could happen. So in August of 2002, I was able to get some student aid, and I was able to do the broadcasting course and go to broadcasting school at Northland Community and Technical College. And I got to work with people like Mark Johnson, who was my teacher at the time. Now he is the current general manager of the station manager of Pioneer 9.1 to this day. He's still there after all these years. For those that were wondering if I even have a history with Pioneer 9.1, I do. I went to school there. I didn't do so well as far as like graduating from the department, because at the time, 20 years ago, I was 19. Okay, I wasn't really thinking about long term, like what I really wanted to do in my life. I just figured all I wanted to do was be an announcer, be a DJ, be like the next Wolfman Jack, be the next Alan Freed, be some of the radio heroes like Dick Clark and Casey Kasem and all those guys that went on to become nobodies to somebodies, and that people would remember over the course of time, that these are the people that you want to listen to. These are your friends. These are your buddies. These are the guys that paved the way so that we could continue to do radio. I had no idea years later that the radio industry was going to be going through so many changes as it has. Because if you don't know, for those who've never done radio or don't understand the system but really have a lot to say about how to do things or whatever, just to let you know, a fair warning, that it's not as easy as you think. Okay? Things have changed so much in the last 20 years, especially with most stations now being run by iHeartRadio, and most stations want to be automated. They don't want to have anybody in the studio if they don't need to. whether that saves time on costs or whatever. I don't understand that part, because if I was running a show or running a radio station, if I ever could, not that may ever happen, but if I ever did, I'd make sure that everybody would have a shift, and it would be day in, day out, night or day, it doesn't matter. There would always be somebody in my studio or my station if I had the power to create that. Well, I don't have the power to create that because I don't have the financial backing to do that. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But while I did not graduate from the Department of Radio Broadcasting, about a year and a half later, the opportunity, which was like something I never thought I could ever do, but I figured I could make up for the time lost and for the failure as a student at the time, and participate in their what they call the volunteer program, which started about the end of 2004, beginning of 2005. I got in there about February, I think it was either January or February of 2005. My grandfather just passed away a few months prior, and so I was going through some hard times, kind of debating on what I should do. But I knew that he'd want me to continue doing this as a goal at least. The problem was that even though it was a good opportunity to learn and everything, I wasn't getting paid for it. Nobody was. Well, some people did eventually, but I never got paid for it. I've never gotten paid to do radio other than doing behind the scenes sports at KTRF back in 2019 until about 2021. On and off because the pandemic kind of made shit hit the fan, so to speak, and it didn't go as good as it could have. But I realized that even doing the sports stuff wasn't what I wanted to do. My goal was I wanted to be an announcer. That's all I wanted to do. And that's still all I want to do. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I was able to to participate in the volunteer program, and that taught me everything I needed to know, the ins and outs about radio, of how everything works, how to make your show, how to do a show, how to make your show great, how to be a good host that people want to listen to, how to offer everything that people would like, and maybe something a little bit different too, because sometimes it's nice to create something where you're doing something different. Even if you're trying to be the same, but it's nice to be able to do something different because people appreciate that. That you're thinking about them as well as the fans that are listening out there, and they appreciate what you're doing and the work that you're doing to not only keep yourself entertained and interested, but to keep the interest going with all the people. Now, I got to learn a lot in that course of time. In the last 20 years on and off, I've been at Pioneer 9.1 for a long time, but again, never gotten paid. Always did it for free. The only reason why I'm not there currently right now is because, again, we're doing it for free, we're not getting paid. And I'm kind of at the point in my life where, and would you blame me for saying this at all, honestly? I mean, if you think I'm nuts, and you think I should do it for free, well, then I would say that you, ma'am or sir, are nuts, because after doing this for 20 years and on and off, and bring it to other locations too, for those that remember my South Dakota times, I am sick and tired of just doing stuff for free. Okay? I feel like enough time has passed, and I feel like I have earned enough stripes. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best. I am who I am. But I feel like I have given enough free content out there of myself because of the passion that I have and that I will always have for this business. But because nowadays, especially where I live, it is a lot harder to get an opportunity to do the things that I would like to do. I've had a lot of jobs in the past. I worked a lot of places that were never right for me, and they were just there because they were just there. I needed a job. This is all that I was available to get. Unfortunately, my goal of being an announcer seems to be something that's just a dream. Seems like something that could never actually happen in real life because of the setbacks of because of the way the industry has changed. Well, what I am proposing to you all is that I want to get back into doing radio, but also visually, and I'm thinking about doing something maybe on Twitch, doing a live stream. Yes, I have some subscribers on YouTube. Some people were asking about that, and it's like I would probably combine them all together. But the thing is, YouTube as well is very hard to get monetized because now they require you have like so many, like I have enough subscribers to get monetized, but I do not have enough hours, so like viewing hours. I need like over 400,000 or 400 hours of view hours from people. It's ridiculous. I always kind of wonder how all these people who make a living off YouTube, how they're able to do it. If they start from nothing to something, and they get famous real quick. It's not about so much for me about the fame. I feel like I'm a name that people could like, people could fall in love with a little bit because I have that charm as far as to entertain people and make them feel pretty good about themselves. At the end of the day, without me being taking all the credit and whatnot. Because I love people and I'm a people person, and I always have been. Whether we've gotten along or whether we've been best friends or whatever, I've always tried to be the best person that I could be, no matter what situation I've always been a part of. Whether I wanted to be a part of it or if I didn't. I was just trying to make the best of it. But I feel that now it's time to do something to give back to the community, but also give you guys something that you really want. Because nowadays there aren't too many stations that are for the people. What corporate wants, corporate gets. And I've seen it happen time and time again where it's not about what the people want anymore. We're going to play you a song because that's just what we're going to play you. There's no instant request anymore. And if they tell you that there is, that's kind of bullshit because unless some places still allow that, it's slowly going away. It's slowly going to go away, and then it'll never come back, and then you'll be like, why am I listening to the station if I can't request a tune? Back in the day, I could call in, be the 8th caller or whatever, and call and request a tune or something. I want to be able to do like that, and then I want to be able to do like where I could, if I get enough sponsorship, we could do trivia contests, we could give away prizes, give away some cash, have a little fun, do it like the old days. Play music that people want to hear, but also mix it up with something. I have a hard drive filled with lots of music, over 70,000 songs, so we're bound to find something that people will like, and do like a 2-hour show every other day or 2 or 3 days a week, and I'm just looking for some sponsorship. The work is easy, honestly. I got everything I need as far as to do. I got the audio I need, I got the headphones, I got the mic, I got the camera, I got everything that I possibly need right now to do a show where I could do one right now if I wanted to, right? Instantly, with the snapping my finger, easily could do a show if I wanted to. That's not the point. That's not the part that I'm trying to get at. I want to host a show, but I want it to be sponsored. Not saying that you have to pay for everything. I'm just saying that I would like to, whatever people want to, like $20 a person, $10 a person, $5 a person. I'm not here to break the bank or whatever to make everybody poor. So say my stuff is so good where you gotta pay me $1,000 just to listen to me. No. We come up with an offering that you feel is good. And then what happens then is I make a banner and I put, if you have a business, if you have something going on that you want to be heard about, you want people to know about. I also run the Greenbush Sound Spot page, which is a bonus too. So if you want an ad, I can make you an ad. I can do a vocal ad or I can do a banner ad, and it'll still be charged the same. And for as long as you pay every month that you pay. Which ads mostly I would charge about $100, and I think $100 a month per ad is understandable. That ain't bad. Some radio stations, they charge a lot more. I mean, it's just the way it goes. They got to make their money. I'm just trying to make it just be something that I can do for like a little bit of a living. So because it's been hard for me to just, I know there's jobs everywhere, there's work everywhere. People are going to tell me, why don't you get a real job? Why don't why work from home? You don't deserve to work from home. What have you done to deserve to work from home when we were like slaving away and everything? I get that. I get that. But for those that know me and know me pretty good, I can't hold a real job to save my life. I have tried. I've had over 30 jobs in the last 20 years, and that's not bragging. That's not even something to be proud about, but I have, and it's sucked because there was a few jobs that I thought were going to last a lot longer than they did. The best job I ever had, and really the only real broadcasting job I ever had, was working for Black Hills Fox in Rapid City, South Dakota. For over 3 years and 3 months, and I was a master controller. It was the best job I ever had. I got to be in charge of the programs and stuff that were on TV for all the people that watch in that area. Managing over 100,000 people every day, that would watch, and more during the bigger sports seasons and stuff. And I just, it's like that job never happened. And now technically I'm unemployed right now. That's, and I'm going to be real with you. I'm unemployed right now. I don't have a whole big budget right now. So if I started this, I want to just know your interests. Would you sponsor a show? And then how much, you can PM me, and I will give you my Cash App, and I will just say, whatever you think is fair to you is the price that we would do. But if you want an ad, then I would charge you $100 per ad. But if you just want to just donate, whatever you think is fair, then we would figure out some type of way to make you the star of that, either that episode, or we would let you pick 5 songs that you want to hear, or 3 songs, or whatever, based on how much you gave. And I would do that twice a week or 2-3 times a week. And the more that people pay, and the more that people want to sponsor, the more shows that I would do. The problem with YouTube and all this stuff is that, like I said, they want too many hours. They want to change the rules so often when it comes to podcasting, or when it comes to doing things that I've already done, like with videos and stuff like that. People, I mean, they make it so hard. And even when you are allowed, even with the small amount of subscribers that I do have, I won't make much under YouTube's rules because of all the taxes that you have to pay and everything if you make so much money. And I want to Cash App everything because I feel that's the easiest way to do it. And then it's fair to everybody, and then let me deal with all the behind the scenes BS. But if you're interested, let me know. This is something that I want to start doing, and if we get enough people interested, then probably by June 1st or 2nd or the 3rd or that weekend, I would start doing some shows, and we will start. We'll come up with an official date. I tried doing something earlier a couple months ago, or in April, but I just wasn't feeling it. I feel like I need to get this message out first before I do this seriously. And I'd like to do it all summer long, so that it give me a little bit of income, because things cost money. Not only time costs money, but the internet costs money, electricity costs money, and it'd just be a good way for me to take care of those responsibilities, rather than worrying about anything else, at least for a while. And then you would get a chance to be notarized or get your little star, so to speak, and saying, hey, Frankie Slosson's show is the best show. They make me feel like I'm important. I can listen to his shows and listen to the music that he plays, know that he cares about me because I helped him out by doing a little bit of a donation, and he made me a bigger star than most stations will ever make me, and I appreciate that. This is the old way of doing things in the first place. some people could call this like peyote or whatever, but it's a new world we live in nowadays. The word peyote doesn't even mean the same anymore. What it means is that I'm just looking for something to do. I want a job. This is the best thing that could happen for me, and I would entertain all of you. And that's what we want nowadays, especially the ones that live around here in northern Minnesota. There isn't much around here for entertainment. Not everything lasts forever, but I figure I have a good amount of music. We'll pick some dates or whatever. We'll do some live shows. I'll get some guests. I'll get some interviews. People that might be interested to that you want to hear me talk to, and I'll try my best to do that. I've been kind of creatively in a funk for a while because I just I kind of figured that it's not important anymore. But if it's important to you, then it's important to me, and I want to be your DJ. I want to be your servant, and give me something to do. Let us communicate, and let's make this thing happen. And that's all I really have to say. So I'm Frankie Slauson. Thanks for listening to this little PSA, if you will. I know I kind of rambled on a little bit, but I wanted to get everything out there because I just want you to know that I'm not here to mess with people. I am here to entertain everybody. I want to do this. I have the equipment to do it. You see that when I'm, the background images and stuff, there's no bullshit. I love music. I love pop culture. I love blues music, like the guitars and stuff that you see over here and whatever. Right here, guitar. Yeah, right there. And Stranger Things stuff right over here. I love it. I love more of it. And we'll get a formatted show, which will be a variety show, and make it sound interesting. I think that's what people would like. And if you want something else, if you want a show dedicated to something else, let me know too. But let's talk business. Let's Sukasa Mikasa, Mikasa Sukasa, whatever that means. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and let's make this happen. Goodbye.